Welcome to the first semester PSC Zoology program, the core course paper 1, Animal Diversity Non-Correlata Part 1. And here we will be discussing on the different concepts of classification of organisms. So, the references you can, it is Invertebrate Zoology, Barnes RD, a modern textbook of zoology by Kotpal, and Invertebrate Zoology by Jordan and Verma. The copies are available in the library, in the college library, and also a few of these books are also available online, maybe freely downloadable. Okay. Now, this is the first module 1, the principles of classification nomenclature, and here we may have to go through all these different concepts of classification, nomenclature, taxonomy, etc. And in this presentation, we will be looking into the basics, very basic concepts, that is classification and nomenclature. Okay. So what is classification? Classification is, as Simpson puts it, the biological classification is the ordering of animals into groups or sets on the basis of their relationships. So actually what is classification? We group it, isn't it? If we have different things in our hand, we just group it. So what is the basis of grouping? It is not random grouping, but it is based upon certain criteria. And here, grouping of animals, it is based upon their relationship. Okay, so what kind of relationship we look into? It could be the different characters we study. For example, we can see about this one. Okay, this will be a little more easy in that case. So we have, you may have come across different breeds of dogs, isn't it? German Shepherd, or Retriever, Bulldog, Pug, Doberman, Labrador. So all these dogs have certain characters in common, isn't it? It's not certain, there are plenty of characters in common. So all these have been put into a single group. Okay, right? But we don't put a sparrow or a what you call eagle or a kite in this one. Why? Because the characters shown by the members of a dog group, for example, a German Shepherd or a Pug or a native species of dog. So what happens? Those characters are not shown by an eagle or a sparrow. So we have put those eagle and a sparrow in different groups. Okay, it is separated from the members of the particular dog group. I hope it is clear. Okay, so now what we have done, we have taken different animals. We have different animals in our hand. We have cats, we have rabbit, we have fish, we have insect, we have like flowers like jasmine, or plants like jasmine, or what you call marigold, etc. But we have selected only those members which could be put into the group dog. Okay, and we have given a biological name, that is Canis lupus familiaris, and this we will be learning it later. Okay, so we have a group now. Similarly, we have a group of wolf, we have a group named jackal, we have a group of cat, we have a group of rabbits, fish group, insect group. So we have plenty of other groups. Now next, what do? We compare the groups. Okay, we compare the characters of the group. And then what we found is, comparing all these groups, we found that wolf and dog group do have certain characters similar. Okay, they show little more resemblances or similarities as against with other groups. Okay, so these two have been put into the same group, larger group. Okay, the dog group as well as the wolf group has been put into another larger group. Fine. So likewise, we will have plenty. Like if we have lion and tiger as another group, lions in one group, tigers in one group. So we will put these two in the same group, isn't it? So I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, next what we did is, similarly, we studied this group with set of other larger groups. Okay, and we found that the jackal also show certain characters, very few characters similar to wolf and dog. Okay, so we put these three in the same group. Okay, and we discarded all other groups because they don't show these characters. Fine. Now next what we did is, we again studied the groups and we found that the fox can also be included based upon very few characters. They show very few characters similar to the group over here. Okay, so we put these in the same category. Likewise, we build up. Okay, and we build up this grouping till we included all the animals on the earth in the same group. Is it clear? Okay. Now, when we compare these grouping, we can see that the members of the initial group or the first group we formed, the dog. Okay, the members of the group, it showed striking similarity among themselves. They had more number of similarities. Okay, more number of similarities increases. That is what here that part. Okay, so more similarities or more number of characters in common can be seen among the members of the smallest group over here. Okay, as we go forward or as we go upward over here, we can see that these groups have very less number of characters in common. Okay, passing over here, what are the characters? That is this particular grouping. It is based upon the presence of notochord. Okay, so that's only character. If we take any other character, it may not be found in all the members equally well. Okay, so what happens, there is only a single character or a couple of characters, maybe like presence of vertebrata here, because all these are vertebrates, isn't it? Fine. Otherwise, it is notochord alone or pharyngeal gill slits, tail, post-anal tail. So these very few characters may be found in common among these organisms. Okay, but as we go downward into the smallest group, we can see that the members have many characters in common, many characters in common. Okay, so similarities among the individuals in the smallest group is more as compared with the larger group. Okay, so similarities and interrelationships increases as we go down the grouping. Clear? Okay, now what about the number of individuals? Obviously, when we count the number of individuals in the smaller group, it will be less as compared with the number of individuals in this larger group, isn't it? So number of individuals increases, but the similarities among the members of the group, it decreases. Clear? So that is what we are speaking about, the classification. So here, biological classification, it is actually, we group the individuals based upon the similarities, and then we study the characters and we group it into larger groups and so on upward until we come to group of all the animals, and we can see that the similarity, it is based upon the similarities and differences. Okay, so that is what is classification. I hope it is clear. Okay, so biological classification is grouping or ordering of organisms based upon their similarities. So what kind of similarities we can look into? It could be morphological, that is external features; anatomical, that is the internal organ systems or tissues or such kind of similarities; physiological, biochemical, genetical similarities we can see. Okay, we can study, right? Then what else? What other interrelationships we can see? We can study the phylogeny, that is evolution. Okay, if a group of members have come or originated from the same ancestor, we can say that these members have some kind of relationship between them, and these members could be connected. These members may have certain kind of similarities among themselves. Okay, so that is how we classify. So classification is based upon several kind of studies. It could be the similarities based on morphology, anatomy, physiology, genetical similarity, biochemical similarity. It could be phylogenetic basis. So all these are put together to classify the organisms or to group the organisms. Okay, now what are the different components of classification? Okay, on what basis we it is not basis, actually what are the components? Okay, when we classify, what are the different components which come into being? The major system of classification, especially the biological classification, which is widely accepted, it was put forward by Linnaeus. I hope you all are familiar with Carolus Linnaeus. It was in 1758 he came up with a system of classification, and based on that, two basic components are there. Two basic components of classification, that is a taxon and category. Now, what is category? Category is the definitive rank in the hierarchical systems. This is what is hierarchical system. Okay, you can see there is a hierarchy. So here a very few number, the number of individuals increases, and then further. So likewise, it is increasing, isn't it? So there is a hierarchy. Okay, and in this hierarchical system of classification, you have a definitive rank. Okay, now we'll name that. So when it is only dog, it is Canis lupus familiaris. Okay, and dogs and wolves do have a species name Canis lupus, right? And downward, when we see, the jackal can also be included in the genus Canis. It will be easy if we come from downward. Okay, so from here. So kingdom Animalia may include different kinds of organisms. Isn't it? Mammals, it could be reptiles, it could be frogs, it could be fishes, right? It could be insects, starfishes, earthworms, plenty. Even like you have, amoeba, paramecium. All these comes under that one is actually included under kingdom Animalia. But when we study similarities, we can see that the fishes and upward fishes, like frogs, reptiles, then we have the mammals, all these show a certain characters in common, which are not seen in other groups. Okay, what is it? The presence of notochord. Okay, based upon the presence of notochord, we have grouped these organisms into chordata. Okay, and we have taken out starfishes, insects, earthworms, all those out of this group because they don't have a notochord in any of the stages of their life cycle. Okay, so these groups have been put under chordata, while we have kept out insects, starfishes, or other groups, other organisms. I hope it is clear. Okay, and this one, it is known as a phylum. This phylum chordata. Okay, the whole animal group or animals being put into a single group, that group is known as a kingdom, and it is the largest group which includes all the animals on the earth. Okay, now among the phylum chordata, we can see that there are certain groups of animals which do have mammary glands, which have hair on their body. Okay, and all those groups of animals have been put into a single class. The phylum chordata is divided into different classes. Okay, class amphibia, class reptilia, class aves, including birds. Okay, so all class mammalia. So when we group the chordata into different classes or different subgroups, we have taken care that all those which have feathers on as their exoskeleton, which can fly, have been put into class A. All those chordata, members of the chordata, which do have mammary glands, which do have hairs on their body, and obviously homeotherms, that is warm-blooded animals, have been put into class Mammalia. Okay, and so likewise we have the class Mammalia. It is a smaller group as compared with phylum chordata. It is a subgroup, that is a class Mammalia. Class Mammalia, it is further divided into many orders based upon that, again studying the similarities, characters, etc., interrelationships, etc. Okay, all those predatory animals having all those predatory animals have been put into carnivora. Okay, there are plenty of other characters, but easier for you to understand it is carnivorous animal, isn't it? Predatory animals. Okay, it is carnivora, order carnivora. Now, order carnivora, it is further divided into many families, right? And among them, those predatory mammals having very well developed canine teeth, and they are predatory in nature, those have been put into canidae. Okay, the name itself says canine, isn't it? So it is canidae, and this includes fox, jackal, wolf, dog, etc. The family Canidae, it is further divided into smaller genus. Okay, genera. Among them, the jackal, wolf, and dog has been put into a single genus, that is Canis. Okay, and further downward, you can see the genus Canis do have different species. Among them, one is Canis lupus. Okay, Canis lupus includes two groups, the wolf and the dog, and among them we have the Canis, different species, subspecies are there. Canis lupus familiaris includes all the dogs. I hope it is clear. So there is a hierarchy, okay, downward, and we can see that as we go down the hierarchy, the number of individuals in the group, it decreases, but the similarities among the members, it increases. Okay, now coming